They've constantly said that it's one day free pass. I think they've always they've been saying that forever. I've never seen the 5-day eval enforced. So if they change this now, we'll know. Again, there's no guarantee in life, right? But I'm just playing by the rules as they were yesterday, day before, and before that, where I've gotten lots and lots. I mean, I would say 80% of my accounts have been funded in one day. Ben says it's a daily profit loss in wealth charts also that you haven't used it. Okay. Do I think any thoughts? So this is the thing, Judith. Even if I'm right on GDP, I could be wrong on subsidiary data, and that's what makes it so wild. Regardless, look, guys, we're not in the forecasting business. We're in the straddle business. We're in the volatility business. We're forecasting volatility. That's what we're trading. Okay. In any ways, I think it's an absolutely legitimate strategy in regardless of how you do it, because volatility is the key. But okay, I know. Okay, I am just a second straddling and Q. Be ready at 8:35. Okay. All right. Oh, Os is in the room. Okay, he's just chilling with us. But I'm going to bring him on at 8:35 because I just want to focus on the execution here. We got 2 minutes to go. We'll see. As I said, guys, we either crash or burn, or this works really well. We do this 1,000 times. It's a calculated risk, by no means a count. Oh, very, very important. Holy shit. I want to go to 83 account here. Make sure, this is so important. And I want to go in the ES. I want to go in the 82. So with wealth charts, it's very, very easy to make the wrong trade. I've done this. I did this actually, where we hit $3,000 on a funded account, and that account you have to basically spend months working it, because you break all sorts of rules by doing that. So this is eval accounts only. Eval accounts only. We are 2 minutes away, kind of chilling and grilling on the setup. 30 seconds in, I'm pressing the buttons. We're gonna go wealth charts first. And you know what? Okay, so my order, this is your order, is whatever you want. I'm going to go buy ES, sell NQ on wealth charts, and then I'm going to go, buy, sell on Tradeovate. So we will, and then you guys, everything, you see all the accounts over here, so you're going to be able to see how they rock and roll. All right, 8 seconds left. Okay, we're now down to last minute countdown. A lot of, there's always prior minute, there's a lot of movement up and down. So you want to just be as close to this as possible. I mean, as close to the execution time as possible, but within the key thing is you want to give yourself time to make sure you're in the trade. All right, so I'm going to buy here. I'm going to go to NQ, sell here. Then I'm going to go buy the 80s. And I'm going to go to 81 and sell the 81s. All right, so now you can see, here's all the conditionality here on my accounts. We are 10 seconds away. We'll see what plays out here. And we are 3 seconds away, and let's see if there's a lot of movement. And it doesn't look like there's a lot of movement, man. What happened here? Where's the release? But there's nobody give a shit. Oh, the data hasn't hit. Oh, we started to move. I started to move. I think my short is really working here. This is my short. And does my short get there? My short almost there. There we go. Short got done. The short got done on this one. Let's see what happened in our world of man, what happened to my short? Did I get done? Exit short. Why is it? Oh, hold on. 82. What happened here? Oh, am I looking at the wrong one? What the fuck is going on? Why is that's so weird. On my wealth charts. All right, I'm just gonna flatten my wealth charts. I don't understand why. That's so weird. Oh, did my wealth charts, did I simply not go down a lot? Oh, I guess I just didn't reach and that's the risk of S&P cross. Now S&P finally goes down. So this is the first time I ever done cross index straddle. And I just, I was bullish. I don't even know what the data is. Let's see what the data is. Let's see what the data is. Like, is inflation higher? Let's see why we had the negative moves. All right, S&P was huge, which I really thought was true. And I guess the market, but core PC was huge. See, that's what I told you. S&P was, what the fuck? Wait. What the fuck is this? Why is the quarter on quarter negative, but the GDP is hot? Previous revised to 3.8. What the fuck? Personal income, personal spending in line. Advanced GDP negative 1.4. Price index. I'm misreading this. Okay, so GDP was actually weaker, and that's why everything tanked. GDP was weaker. Core PCE was a little bit hotter. That's why everything tanked. All right. Regardless, the straddle worked on Trade of 8. I now got to work with about $1,000 of target on wealth charts because I just wasn't patient enough to kind of let this thing run. You guys who were patient, obviously, just if you were patient, this thing banked for you. But this is the first time I've done a cross index straddle. So I just wanted to lock in profit while I had the profit. But actually, it was kind of stupid. Had I stayed in this trade, everybody here you guys would have totally banked, right? I mean, we came in around 75, and I needed to see 60, and that would have banked. How many of you guys banked on the S&P because you do much better? This. Somebody says, who says Ben funded with the ES short on wealth charts, but not very fast. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, big miss on the Austin says big miss, man. I was still trying to figure out what it was because I'm trading here, man. All right, let's bring the man of the hour on. How are you, my buddy?
Oh, it's good to see you, buddy. Good morning. Yeah, what a miss. 1.4%.
What the fuck was that? I was like, I was shocked. I haven't even looked at the data. I wonder what pulled it.
We're gonna have to wait and see. You use Forex Factory, which is what I usually use. Like, I'm used to Forex Factory, but I'm big the last 2 years on Financial Juice. Have you used Financial Juice at all?
I have that too. Just because old habits die hard.
Old habits die hard, dude, for sure. Yeah, so Financial Juice might spit something out at us in the next couple of minutes and tell us why, if we can maybe get a reason why. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. But that's a big miss. But good morning, everybody. It's so good to be here. Good to see you, Boris.
Hey,
good trading here on the short, buddy. Really good.
What I used to love? My guys at Forex Live, which just rebranded themselves into Investing Live, and I have them on my Twitter feed, usually in the headlines section. No, not Investing Live. Let's see what they have. And here's Financial Juice, by the way. So just actual. What is they're saying 3.6? I guess they were. This was the headline, not the. Wait, US December PC 29 versus what? Okay, maybe
I had
we're all misreading.
I had forecast at 2.8,
Yeah,
previous at 4.4. So it was forecasted to come down, but it comes down even worse than they thought. It comes out at just
yeah,
1.4%.
yeah, it really does. I don't know why this is. I think it's the confusing because the headline was bigger than the.
Correct. Well, then
yeah.
you have the, like you were saying, the mix of the core PCE numbers. You want to throw me on screen? I can show you some charts here too.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me just add you to stage. Wait, hold on. I'm going to remove myself.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
what I was, you know, I'm a VWAP guy, and I know we talked yesterday, so we're going to talk VWAP, but I still have to tell everybody, you know, a couple of things. I like Bookmap. I'm big on Bookmap over here on the left side of my screen. So I like to use that for levels, right? I also like it when these value area levels, I don't know if you're big on the volume profile and the value areas, but they've been really helpful for me. So I'm watching this now this morning. Underneath yesterday's value area low, if we still push lower here before market open, that's going to open up the door for shorts for me. I told you I got some trades I want to show you from this week too,
So
everybody.
Can you give the number, the actual number? Where's that?
Yeah. So value area 68.61 1/4. So underneath 68.60 today, I think shorts would be definitely on the table. Yeah, because they're going to be in this expansive down area.
Right.
I think, you know, you can see my trades actually on screen here from yesterday. I had a win and a loss in the Asian session, and then I had 2 wins in the New York session yesterday. I really saw the range, I think, well, which is what let me trade it well yesterday. I'll show you those individually, but now we're still in it. That's where I'm at, Boris. We tried to hold value area high, which would maybe signal price expanding back up towards 69.50, but it didn't want to do that. London session again, dumper. Same thing as last night. London session both nights, dump. One directional move in the London session on the indices. So, you know, I could, Boris, listen, if anybody, it's me. I could cocktail talk you about where markets could go, should go, might go. I could.
No. I'm actually much more interested, and I think everybody else in the room is much interested. Is, hey, explain to me what a value area is.
Yeah.
So what is it that you do? I'm much more interested in your process because that's where people are really saying. And also, by the way, can I just ask you, what is this software that marks the trades on the chart? What are you using?
So this is TradingView. I'm on TradingView here on the right side. And then, like I said, on the left side here, I have Bookmap. But what I do with the Bookmap is instead of having it all wide like this, I shrink it to the left side so I can see everything. Yeah.
Now, we'll get to Bookmap in just one sec because that's a conversation itself. But on TradingView, when you're marking your trades, can you go back to your trades? Like how are you making your trades visible?
Like that?
Oh, you just those are physical marks.
Those are just that actually in the settings in TradingView, you can click because I'm trading on TradingView. I only have one. I'm trading a live account with Top 1 Futures. So I have one $15,000 live account on here. And when you're trading on here, you can turn on executions, show arrows, show everything.
Yeah, I've done it. But like, doesn't that usually after the next day cycle, it only keeps it for the live journey?
I don't know why mine are still here for the next day. Mine are usually there for 24 hours. I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I get confused.
If I refresh right now, maybe they'll disappear. Let's see.
No, don't refresh. That'll be. Leave it as is because we want that.
Okay. But I have them marked up too.
That's actually my pet peeve. I wish TradingView would let us mark all of the charts. Like have a whole history. It's so much easier to understand what you were doing when you do that.
I have a couple of payouts already this month, as you can see. So I've been trading this live account, Boris, with Top 1 Futures. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now 7 payouts taken from the live account because I can take daily payouts on this thing.
Yeah, they're really good. I've gotten deposits like on a day-to-day basis. I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive. What account is this? This $15,000 account?
Yep, it's a $15,000 account.
What are the terms on that?
No consistency score, daily payouts, any profit over $300, and 10 micros or 1 mini. That's the only, I think, con is I'm capped on contract. Max loss on the entire account is $6,000. So I can lose half of it basically before they stop.
And how do you get to that 15,000 live?
I've taken about $25,000 in payouts from their other accounts. So their qualification is super simple. If you take payouts more than 2 or 3 times on the same account, they will look at you for pre-live. Most people are just churning accounts. One payout, blow it. One payout, blow it. So they're just looking for people that can keep an account. That's really it. Yeah.
Interesting. So like once you keep an account, like once you have 3 accounts, they move you to live and give you basically $6,000 worth of trading capital.
And it's about to, I'm not supposed to say this, but we're live on social media, so I'll say it and they can yell at me later. It's about to change and get even better.
Oh, really?
Even
That's
better.
good to know. All right. Very,
Yeah.
very nice to know. Okay.
So let me
guys,
talk to you about yesterday. Can I talk to you about yesterday's trades? Because I wanted to show
sure.
you some process stuff. Like I know we talked about yesterday.
Right.
Like
Okay. So while you talk, explain to us value area. And by the way, guys, I'm just letting you know. So on the side level, while you guys are watching, we're hitting session lows in the Nasdaq right now. We have the red dot over session lows. 18 seconds left. That candle stays there. I'm going. I'm selling it, guys. I'm just letting you know. While he explains, I'm going to be selling the lows. Okay, go ahead.
Take it. So what I did, I think, well yesterday, like there's so much you could say about any trading day, everybody, but yesterday, I think we saw that markets were overall still sideways, but with the potential to move lower. So that made my profit taking on the longs yesterday really aggressive, and it worked out really well for me. It also then let me sit in the short for longer, which again paid. So seeing the bigger trend with VWAP is very helpful for me. And let me explain that. So on my screen, you'll see a long entry here at 68.71, and you'll see the exit literally 2 minutes later at 68.77. This is like my textbook trade. We call it a mid-range entry. We have an opening range that's going to set everybody every day from 9:30 to 9:45. Once that opening range is set, if it hasn't broken yet, we're still what we would say in playing field for a mid-range trade, which means I'm going to play the break of the New York VWAP in the middle of the range. You can see the range high here and the range low here. So I'm playing right in the middle of the range. Target is one side of the range. Stop loss is the other side of the range. It's a very simple trade. Okay. It's got like, for me, it's like
which minute chart is that?
This is ES. I only trade ES. I'm not an NQ boy.
What time frame is that?
Right after, this is like right after 9:45, right at 9:45, 15 minutes.
It's a 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart?
1 minute chart.
1 minute chart. Okay. I just wanted to understand. Okay. 1 minute chart. So that VWAP is against the 1 minute. It's a 1 minute VWAP.
So that's a blue VWAP here anchored at market open. The black dotted line is a VWAP anchored to 6 o'clock last night. So think about it. I'm getting the volume weighted average price since market open, and I'm getting it since the changeover of day last night. So I get all the information from Asia and London, and then I get all the information from New York. Right?
So sorry, just slowly so everybody can really, really follow.
Yeah.
The anchored VWAP is against 6 p.m. New York the prior. Basically, Asia open.
Yep.
The start of the global session.
Correct.
And that's obviously higher. That's also 1 minute. And it's just basically, but that's aggregating volume. So it looks like it was much more buying volume. Then we have rising volume here on the blue, which is from the New York open, right?
Yeah. So don't even think of it as like volume. Just look at it at price. The volume is going to be baked into the line itself. So the way that we would say it is like here, right when I'm long at 71, I'm above the blue line, which means buyers have taken control since market open, since the anchor point at 9:30 there. So I'm playing just the right side of the view.
Right. I misspoke. What I meant by rising volume, what I meant was rising pressure. It meant
yes, that's another way to
positive pressure.
So I'm scalping this, as you can see, in and out, right? The trend, like you pointed out, is still down because we're underneath that dotted line. And there's one more VWAP on screen all the way up here. That's yesterday's New York VWAP. Simple, right? Like it's today's New York, it's yesterday's New York, and it's overnight. It's nothing.
Sorry, that's anchored to yesterday's New York.
9:30. Yep. Yesterday. So I get all of yesterday's New York volume in that VWAP, right? So if I'm under that VWAP still, sellers are still in control since 9:30 yesterday. Yeah. If I'm under the VWAP from last night and that VWAP, if I'm underneath both, trend is pretty strong to the downside.
Right. So, okay. So explain to me like I'm a 5-year-old. When a VWAP is anchored to the New York, like yesterday's New York, does that mean it's just basically showing you data from yesterday? It's like where prices.
Simple. Who's in control? No data, no this. Don't use those. Just fifth grader. Let's go third grader. Who is in control, Dad? That's what a third grader would say. Buyers or sellers. That's it. So if we're under that VWAP, sellers are still in control. Will sellers make a stand at that VWAP and defend that price and send price lower? Potentially. Right.
I guess my question is that blue line, does that update with fresh data that we're printing now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's collecting data.
It's just simply using a very, very heavy
It's not
selling.
calculating anything before that anchor. That's the key. It is
Right.
discounting everything before the anchor. So
So
it's not like an EMA that can go all the way back in time
right,
forever.
I understand. So sort of so basically, what it's showing you is there is just a huge amount of selling pressure
Yes.
that it's demonstrating, and price really needs to rally to overcome all this selling pressure that had built up from yesterday. Is that correct?
Correct. That's exactly it. So then to the main point I was making, longs, I'm going to be quick in profit taking in this environment that you just described. And shorts, I'm going to sit in it a little longer, like this one. I might even add into it and then take my profit as the trend moves lower. So long quickly here, I'll zoom in
Mhm.
on this, and then short here, added here, full out of the trade and profit at
Okay,
opening range low.
so let's talk about this because you're the master of what I would call the. You understand that what we do is we trade, like our trades last three. If they go 3 minutes, it's too long, right? We're gonna do 10 to 15 scalps, both long and short. We're very mercenary. We don't care.
Right.
We're trading the 8 period movement. You know where the slopes are over there, but you are the master of what I call kind of like the day trade. And there is just a huge amount of attractiveness towards doing that. But before we even talk about why that's an attractive idea, walk me through your process here, because it's a multi-step process. It's not as simple as, hey, I just entered here and look how much money I made at the end of it there. There's a whole management process that you go through. Can you walk everybody through it?
Yep. So the long trade plays out fine. I know that I'm in this overall downtrend yesterday. So I'm going to be aggressive in the long, and then I'm going to sit in the short. I know through my process, through my setup, once we get towards the 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, I start to get less volatility. So I'm
Right.
looking to find the way the market wants to move. So when you look at my first short entry here, which is
Right.
right underneath New York VWAP, the thesis, the process was if the session high holds, we make lower highs at some point today and we will retest this low. That's the thesis. So I'm operating under that because the process from earlier in the day, like I was saying, was
Right.
longs are going to be quick lived, shorts are going to be the overall direction. We're underneath those key VWAPs.
Okay.
So we're going to look for short.
So let me stop you right there.
Mhm.
Does the price just simply need to pierce that blue
Yes.
line or the day's
Close. Just close underneath it. So like as soon as it got underneath it here and closed
No,
bearish, I entered.
no. I meant for you to be wrong, for you to take a stop, price
It'd
does
have
price
to break that high. It would have to touch that high because I
just
know
touch
through
it,
all
to
my
touch
market.
it, or
Yeah,
or
touch it.
flows
If it
through
gets,
it.
it has to just touch it. You know what I mean? Because I've done so
Yeah.
many markups on this. If that high is tested equally or broken to the upside, trades off. But if it's held as it holds it here and here, I stayed in the trade. In fact, I added into the trade because I was confident that that high would hold. So
Right.
that's what
Okay.
I'm just.
Yeah. I'm just. you
No,
go.
your questions are good. Your question, I
You
go
go,
fast.
you
So
go so fast, and I know everybody's so interested. That's why I'm slowing you
no,
down.
it's good questions. It's good.
So,
I hope
yeah.
everybody's following me.
So that's basically, so that's sort of the idea that basically, if it doesn't matter if it holds or not. If it's through that high, you're out of it. You just, you
Correct.
have to stop. So what?
I'm not.
How much space was that? How many points is that from there?
Yesterday's 20. So that's about
20,
as big as I'll go. Yeah, for ES,
but,
that's usually.
but
But I'll
20.
size down, Boris. If I want to see this same thesis out, why can't I just go to 2 micros instead of 10 or 4? Just cut the size and put the bigger stop where it's supposed to go for
Right.
the idea. You know what I mean? So
Right.
for me, I was comfortable betting on the idea that
Right.
we are in a downtrend. I think these lows will be tested if
Right.
that high is held. I have given up. You're a scalper. You're very good at timing the market. I'm not. So like I've given up on timing it. I want to play a price,
Right.
play under VWAP. I want to play the price that the high holds, and I don't care when it gets to here. It could take literally all day. I will stay in it. I don't care. But I'm playing the thesis out. Either the high holds or something comes back down here to test those lows. That's what I'm playing because of the overall trend of those VWAPs.
All right. So now this gets very interesting. Okay. So you work in this trade. By the way, the start of that trade was what time? Like
10:15.
And the close of that trade was what time?
I added at 10:50 and I was out of the trade at 11:50. So about an hour.
Oh, so it's about an hour and a half. So it's not like you were sitting there, forever for the whole day. The resolution was basically an hour and a half. And how many S&P points was that altogether?
On the upside, I caught 8, and then on the downside, I caught 76 to 61. What's the math on that? 15. So 15 down, 8 up.
Yeah, 15 down S&P points. That's quite nice. And
Yeah.
so if you were, and what was your size on that particular trade? Was it like 2 micros, or
It was 4 micros, added to 1, which got me to 5, and then full out, as you can see in the bottom corner here of the full 5, 3, and then 2.
Right. So it's basically half a lot on effectively like 15 points, which is like $300, 300, like something like that. 350.
And this is the long one for me, right? Like this one on the left here, that long 71 to 2 minutes. That's what I love, dude. Like I'll show you really quick. Let me pull up. That was Thursday, so Wednesday.
Yeah,
I think we had one. Look at that. That's my trade, Boris.
Yeah, we all love those. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, I'm out of the trade. I'm in at 78.
What's the peanut on the?
Okay, I'll tell you in a second. It's called. Listen, Boris, I know you just as well as anybody else. Every guy likes his nut, so that's why I'm going.
I love my peanut.
68.78 up to 68.97, right? But look at the move. I mean, it continued 40, 50 points. I don't catch the whole move. I catch a chunk. So where does that chunk come from? It's the nut of the trade. I'm looking for this high probability structural move. I don't really trade breakouts, everybody. You will not see me entering a trade here. I will be exiting the trade there as we break out above that high. But I'm looking to trade from the VWAP into the high to the left or into the low to the left.
You are well, we have this song called Turn or Trade, right? And this, when I was saying that, I had spent a little bit of time with, like, when I was at Mad Max's, or I call him Mad Max.
Yeah, Mad Max.
And everybody was like, teaching everybody turning trend trades, but in fact they were all trading turn trades. And that's actually, I think the more you trade professionally, you understand that the real juice, the real sweet spot of the market is from the turn to the trend, because that's
just less stress. It's just and I like the best part about it. I like on the turn, I can get out of the trade as it breaks out versus when I started trading, I was just chasing breakouts. So it almost feels good to sell it to the younger version.
Definitive risk. Exactly, like turn creates an organic risk for you. You know exactly on the chart where your risk is, because if the turn is broken, you're wrong. So that's it.
Exactly.
It's not that hard. So you can create sometimes 2-3 R trades that way, just because the risk is very, very defined.
100%. So here's my stats too. I mean, just to drive home the point, like since January, I mean, we can go back further than this, man. We can go back. Take the whole quarter, 80% win rate, 2.5 profit factor. This is all on one account, everybody. This is the one pre-live account. It's a live account with top 1 futures. This is all I've traded. So you can see I am a good example of what I'm talking about. I'm not looking to catch all of the move. I'm looking to catch the nut of the move. I'm the jabber. I'm Derek Jeter. I'm hitting singles. I'm not sexy Ryan Howard hitting home runs. I'm not Aaron Judge. I'm not 6'5". What does he do? Like 6'5", 6'7", 260? No, dude. I'm like this. I'm like Allen Iverson, bro. I'm gonna dip dive, get around you, and be out of here before you even knew. I'm going to the park with my son while you're still sweating whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying, everybody? So like this fits my why. My why in trading is not to be at the desk all day. Some days I'm stuck here and I have to be because I'm in trades or busy or whatever, but I don't want to be. I want to trade and be done by 11 o'clock. If I'm trading after 11 a.m., it's usually not making me a shit ton of money. I'm usually fighting back or defending a position. So I want to be in, out, take my win. Because I think I heard you this morning. Everyone's probably here trading payouts, whether it's through Apex or through whoever. You're trading for. Can you get payouts with massive red days? No. So everyone, if you take anything from me, shift your perspective from, instead of trying to get green days, avoid big red days. The green days come. If you're doing your job and trading a strategy, you're going to win. If you avoid giving back those wins, if you avoid the big blowups, if you avoid the overtrading, the oversizing, the FOMO, the extra trade in the Asian session because you're confident, if you avoid all of that for a long enough period of time, that's the formula to pay out. But everybody looks at it like, I have to win, I have to win, I have to win. No, by taking more risk and doing things that maybe are not as high probability, you actually slow down the path to pay out.
Actually, we have this conversation every single day about tilting. And I think the message is always the same. It's not about winning, it's about not losing.
That's it.
You don't try to win.
Why did no one say that to me in my first 4 years?
Like, it's against every human instinct we have.
100%. Yeah.
I put this tweet out the other day where I talked about the fact that, in real life, when we make a mistake, our first impulse and our first desire is always to fix it, right? I mean, when we're a dad, your child is hurt, you want to fix it. Your wife has a problem, with the dishwasher, we fix it. That's our natural human impulse. When we lose on a trade, that's the worst thing we could do, is try to fix that account. I always say the single best thing, if you're losing, walk away, or we have a system where we rotate through accounts. If I lose an account, I go to the next one, I go to the next one. I never touch that account for at least not, because trying to, our very natural instinct to fix things is what destroys things in the market.
Well, don't you, I mean, I think maybe you said this or someone said this to me on a podcast. They were like, the smartest people I know sometimes struggle with trading. They want to know everything. They want to have every indicator and everything solved and every piece of it figured out. Right. And like, that's not going to get you to where you need to be if you want to make money. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to be the smartest guy in the room, because you can overthink, overanalyze, and slow yourself down and hurt yourself.
Also, I mean, I think it's very hard to accept variance. It's very, very hard to accept that there is no answer to why you got stopped out because the market did not respect your setup. And maybe it's not going to respect your setup for the next 3 to 4 sequences in a row, because it's a different market. Every market, this is the thing I think that's very hard about people to understand. The market is not like a deck of cards. It's not a static, or like roulette. It's not a static game, right? It's like a roulette that turns into poker, that turns into blackjack, that turns into baccarat every 5 minutes.
So true.
Of the market change, and that's why you're playing blackjack, you're counting cards, and suddenly the game is roulette, and you're like, oh, I'm pissed, I'm losing money. No, don't worry about it. The game changed. Eventually, it's going to go back to being blackjack. You're going to be able to play again. Wow, I just made a Vegas analogy that
true though. It's well said.
So guys, Austin's got a limited amount of time to hang with us. It's amazing. Thank you so much for
good questions. I appreciate it.
Really, really giving us a peek into your process. I want to give you guys a chance to ask some questions. So please go ahead, pump up the questions and stuff like that. And everybody's asking me for you to coach us on my chart. So I'm going to put my chart on right now, and just have you take a look at what I have here. What you would suggest. Let me just get rid of all of my. So you saw us do the straddle, right, where where we got funded on NQ and Trade-Of-8, and then I did about half funding on ES because I haven't traded ES in ages, and I really didn't understand, appreciate it. But there are guys in my room who totally got done. So let me show you what I have here in a very, very rudimentary fashion, right? And you tell us what would be useful. So this is our proprietary little dots indicator, and it's basically very, very short-term momentum scalping indicators. You can see it shows us short-term momentum sells and counter trend buys. It's very, very simple. We're trading the 200 period SMA against the 8 period simple moving average, which switches slope. When slope is positive, it's obviously positive. When slope is negative, it's negative. Same idea that when things are negative, we're underneath 200. The sell trades are much, much more the trades that we take. Those are trend trades, and the counter trend trades really have to prove themselves to us with these little green triangles. That's the proving part of it. But the key thing that I want to ask you is I've been putting the VWAP on. This is just basically, I think, the regular VWAP, not anchored or anything. Okay. And it's definitely been useful. I mean, it's useful if for nothing else, just telling us, the money is on the short side right now. The scalp. If you're thinking about scalping, right, what we're trying to do is be 3 out of 4, 5 out of 6. Where's 3 out of 4, 5 out of 6? Those are always going to be on the trend side, not on the counter trend side.
Right.
So that's kind of like where we stand. What would you do here?
The only thing I would do different is I would enter as the trade turns off of the level, not when it hits the level. I think that's the main difference in us. Is I feel like sometimes you're entering as it hits a level, and I'm afraid I will get smoked if it rips the level. But by doing that, of course, you're getting a better price when the trade does work. So I don't know if it's necessarily something I would do differently, but that's just something I notice in the differences in the way that we trade. Because I think it's very similar. This, in a way, is a turn.
Yeah, this is a turn right now. Like for example, this is a counter trend trade. This is a counter trend trade. That we prove if this thing holds. And the key thing our main thing is it must hold the signal. Like it's got to close on the signal. If it kind of retreats back, which it does all the time, that means price is fooling you. Matter of fact, we have let me just hang on. Let me find an account that I can trade here. Go 1. 2060. I'm gonna try to see if we can scalp this guys with you guys. I don't know if you can see it. I think Trade Evade is actually down, but we're gonna take this account here, put it alongside for like a 5 move. Let's see if this goes up.
Right at 9 a.m. Let's do it.
Let's see what time is it?
Right at 9.
Oh, it's 9. Okay, so it's fine. I was like, we don't trade until after 9, after 9:15 because of the market open. We'll let the market flow. Anyways, this account of trend trade, so on and so forth. It works, it doesn't work. We'll let it flow. But when you were saying, you would wait for, I didn't quite understand. It goes, you saying you would wait for it to close above the level? Is that what you?
I was looking at the trade off of like the short that you were talking about at the 8:30 news. Like you see how
8:30 news. Yeah.
Yes. I wasn't speaking specifically on this trade. On this trade, I like the counter trend trade back up to the level as well. So I think that you and I are seeing it. It's interesting. Like even though we are different, it's still similar.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I came away from that show basically realizing that everybody's doing the same trades with just different methodologies.
There's a different text, different explanation.
They're doing the same thing, but just viewing it from kind of a different prism that makes sense to them versus somebody else. Yeah,
for sure.
That's exactly it.
For sure.
So the other thing I was going to ask you is, do you ever look at session highs, session lows? Because our money traders, we actually really love momentum through session highs, through session lows. For short-term scalps. In other words, it's like a ceiling that once it breaks, it tends to just kind of pump, and then once they break the floor, they have to drill it down until eventually, obviously, they bounce back. Or how do you trade session highs, session lows?
I wouldn't say I trade them the same way that you do, like the way you just described it, but I'm looking at them as levels, usually for take profit or for support or resistance, right? So opening range levels would be like how I would use like a yesterday's high. Maybe I'm trading off of opening range high into yesterday's high. So I'm just looking at them as horizontal price levels just to see if price wants to slow and react there. Same thing. Like if I was trading Asian session, I wouldn't be using Asian session high and low until it's set. I would be using the New York session high and low, probably high and low from the previous day.
Okay.
Who's calling? Is that CNBC? What do they need?
Fuck no, it's not CNBC.
What do they want, dude?
It's the guys who do my lawn. It's nowhere
near.
This
is the new CNBC. What do you mean? What lawn do you have in New York, bro? Come on. What is it?
I have a house in Jersey, right? It's I'm Mr. Suburban.
You better get ready for some snow this weekend. So
that house on Ring looks like an igloo because I haven't been there in
you haven't shoveled it for shit, bro. It's dug in now.
Oh, look at this. We got done, guys. See that? Look, nice done. Easy, so if you listen to both Austin and me, you're for sure your probability goes from like 75 times 85 times 95. That's
100%.
That's very nice. All right, this is nice. Hey, thank you for making money for us on stream. So this is what's interesting. So you're looking, I guess what I'm trying to establish from you see our indicator constantly creates dynamic, like the session high, session lows, if this thing is going to drill down, this is London, by the way. Like you can see, this is London, right?
Yeah.
And if you go backward, this is Tokyo, right? Okay. And then of course, New York is green and it's just much, much bigger. But what we love to do is, and you're right, that Asia is obviously the least interesting. The most interesting is New York. When New York comes in, we call it the jackhammer trade. If New York starts making fresh session lows, it's generally not a one-time thing. Okay. It's going to drill. And sometimes it's going to drill for like half an hour until
I agree with that.
Bottoms out. So
I like that name. That name is very fitting.
Sorry? Yeah,
I said the name of the trade is very fitting.
We call it the jackhammer trade. So we're just basically every time it's hitting lows and it's holding them, we're selling them until eventually we get stopped out. Until boom, eventually the geyser goes back and they start pushing us out. Great, but if you have 6, 7 really really high quality, strong volume trades in a row, who do you care if you get stopped out on one? It's not for sure. And that's kind of like what we like to do as far as the momentum side. Now you on the other hand would just watch this very carefully. And then wait until that kind of, everybody's the whole selling, frenzy.
I could do what you do, but I don't do it as well. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that VWAP presents, I could be taking trades at all times, but I don't do it well. I do better picking my spots and try to pick 2 or 3 a day, and that's it.
So assuming you see, like, okay, they've just they shot their load to say it plainly, and the sellers have got nothing left, right? Yeah. And you're sitting, and now you're starting to see prices start to curl up. Is that where you start to say, hey, maybe now I have a trade back to VWAP. Maybe I have a trade back up that I might be able to take. Is that yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly it.
So that's just your sort of your process where you are looking
Because and then it's not a question of like, am I reading it? Because I can read it, I can give you a read on it, but is that my trade? Like you got your names for your trades, I got my names for my trades, I got my trades, I got my couple setups I'm looking for, but I can read the market at all times. That's another good one, everybody. If you're taking notes, there's a difference between just reading the market and is this your trade? You should be thinking about that. If you're trying to be selective. If you're very experienced, like Boris makes
such a great point, of which
you make it look so easy. You know, we have so much time spent on charts. We make it look like it's the same thought process. But
I'm totally, guys know, what the motto in my room is, Austin? Do as I say, not as I do.
Of course, dude. Of course. Come on, because we're all the same.
Because guys see me doing exactly that. I'm like, oh, I'm bored. Let's just try this. Just try this trade. Is this our trade? Is this our setup? No, that's not. But let's give it a shot. The three deadliest words in the English language.
Famous last words, dude.
Let's give it a shot. And then three stop outs later, I'm burnt on the account. Yeah, that's absolutely true. The question isn't isn't whether this is a good trade. The question is whether it's your trade, whether it's your setup, which is super interesting. Last question I have, because I know you got to go. Imagine what happens in a situation where, like, now you've turned, right, and it's captured the VWAP. Like, just for example, imagine a situation, and this is very, very possible, as we all know. GDP came in, they dumped the data, and now everybody's going to go, lower interest rates. Let's pump stocks up on the open, and they recapture and hold the VWAP. Is that a trade for you to say,
not yet? Yeah, not yet. If it holds and shows me some structure, we go. If it doesn't want to show structure, I'm worried it's just a pop. You know what I mean? I'm worried it's not sustainable.
What kind of structure do you look for?
Time. So it'd probably be like 15 minutes of holding that VWAP now, showing me that we have 15, 20, 30 minutes. Buyers are here. Buyers are starting. Now we're on the right side of that VWAP. So now buyers are in. That's the thought.
Super interesting. So for you, this is a very, very interesting insight, guys. It's not just price. It's time at price. It's how long can they hold that level.
Short little holds could just be it playing around the VWAP before it dumps lower. The more you trade with VWAP, the more you'll see it's not just a line we respect objectively. It's something that could be respected as a zone. So you have to be aware of that. Yeah, great point.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure as always, dude. Thanks for having me on.
No, it's great. I know Austin's got to go, guys. Thank you so much. Just maybe one more question. Anything else?
I think we hit them all.
No, I think, we hit them all. We had them great. Man, thank you so much, Aus. Everybody
thanks, Boris. Good to see you, buddy. I'll see you soon, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank you again.
Bye-bye. Thank you, man. I know you have to run, guys. Thank you. So I'm just using the default setting on a 1-minute chart, guys. This is my VWAP. If you want to look at it, it's very simple. Where's my settings? Why is my settings not coming up? There it is. It's VWAP. Okay. On my settings, I just simply have bands multiplier checked on the first one, just the first one. And what I've done is to make it style, I actually I have it on white, but Austin had it on blue, which is not a bad one. I don't know. Is it visible? Is it okay? I think it's okay. What do you guys prefer, white or blue? I think actually white. We have to, because we have a dark chart. We really need to have it on white. So it just really contrasts out nicely. The other thing I was going to say is maybe this yellow. No, yellow doesn't really look good. Orange? Nah. None of this shit looks really good. It's just white. It's got to be white. Just plain old vanilla white. White bread. All right. So that was great. I hope you guys really, really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Let me put the comments on stage now, so you guys feel free to ask me any questions. Anything else? First of all, question: who got funded? Give me some plus ones if you got funded today, because that was super, super easy. Question 2, or item 2, is we're back in the game, guys. We're gonna trade. The thing that we're gonna do, God help me on this. It's Friday, so why not try something new? And it's not that we're going to trade differently as far as setups. Setups are all going to be the same. Shit. I'm actually, you know what? Let's just do this on the small side for now before I explain. I'm going to go to 47. I want to sell my MNQ. I'm selling this right over here. I'm a little bit late. Just a two micros position here. But here we go. Let me see where I'm at. It's 57. What should have been my entry properly? 60. So I guess, all right, whatever. All right, we're going to stay on this trade. I'm only one. Oh, it doesn't matter. I only have like one contract. All right, come on out. I'm just going to take this out. Doesn't matter. But I had more contracts. So two things that I want to discuss with you today. Everybody likes Austin. Oh, everybody got funded. Very nice, very nice. Look at it. Everybody got funded. Wally got funded. EB1 got funded. Ben got funded. Really, really nice. Awesome. Great. Who's new in the room, by the way? Say hi to me if you're new in the room. Love to have you. I'm going to explain to you. If you're new in the room, you want to understand the whole strategy of what we do, the full playbook. Here's the link to the playbook. Go knock yourselves out. Enjoy yourselves. Come back, hang out with us. This is the full link to the playbook right over here for you. Okay, I just posted it there for you guys, and you feel free to link on it. All right. Vito Oceania. I can't pronounce you like Oceanica. All right, we'll just call you La Vida Loca. So who else is new? Come on, say hi to me. Tell me where you're from, what you're doing. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to change a few things up. And I'm going to do it because I had like Spectrum. Yeah, fuck you, Spectrum. This is that's who was calling. It was my cable provider telling me that they were fucking with my cable, which is why my internet connection was so slow. Hey, Darian, nice to have you. Sanetsu, nice to have you. Dorian, sorry, not Darian, Dorian, nice to have you. You got destroyed in London session. Hey, rule number one: don't trade London on big event days. It's always a great a crappy time. I actually did okay, for like the 3 or 4 trades I did in London session. Okay, where we at? Everybody's good. There's no more new people. Come on, I need 2 more people to say new. List the playbook again. All right, let me. It's in chat, dude. How lazy are you? Go up in the chat. Okay, here's the playbook. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else need anything? You need an espresso? Should I give you a cup of coffee? Here's my cup of coffee for everybody. Here's an espresso, served nice and hot. You only been there since Wednesday. Oh my goodness. And your ears still on you after all the cursing that I do here? Oh, no problem. No, don't worry about it, JJ. I'm happy to give this to you. I'm just yeah, London is like watching paint dry, right? Atlanta, Georgia. We love Atlanta, Georgia. Best food in the world, man. Nice to have you, Lex. God, I haven't been there. You know what I really, really want to go? Like bucket list places in America. I know it's kind of stupid because you can go to America anywhere you want to, but just no matter of time. I would love to go to Savannah, Georgia. Like that just looks so cool to me. The whole idea of it looks like there. Where would I like? What are my top 3 places in New York in America that I haven't been to? Savannah, Georgia would be number 1. Austin, Texas would be number 2. And where the fuck else would I want to go that I haven't been to? You know, like this sounds crazy, but I would actually like to go to Omaha, Nebraska, because that's about as far or as close as I want to get to like big country, you know. I want to be in a city, but that kind of has got a country vibe to it. But I think those are the 3 places in America that I've never been to that I would like to go to. Post your lists. Post your lists. Lee says it's 14. Yeah, take my coffee for sure. Hey, Renato, nice to have you. Nice to have you from Germany. We love Germany. Mars, first time watching. So everybody who's first time watching, go out. You can download my whole playbook, right? Just go download it. This is the link to it, but within the link there's a PDF. So do me a favor, please download it. Have a good time with it. It has a lot of interesting stuff. Fuck, I really want to trade, guys, but I want to talk too. What time do we have? It's 15 to the open. We got to, I'm looking at this is a really interesting setup. Session low, basically double bottom, right? This in a way I think is this is a trade I would not do unless, well, it's breaking it. It really is worth it. You know what? Screw it. Sell it. Let's see if it's going to work. See if I'm right. I'm a little bit tight on the. I'm very. This is a too tight a. I'm going to get killed on this. Where's my stop? Where's my stops? My stop. It's going to hit my stops and bounce back. I did get greedy. This was a thing that I shouldn't have done because it was a double bottom, right? But let's see if I can survive my stops here. Let's see if this thing. Come on to Poppy. Come to Poppy. There we go. Come on. Ah, fuck. We're right there. Nah. It's bumping back against me. All right, let me see how this is. By the way, this problem with TradingView and Trade Evade. I don't know why I can't get traded. What's going on over here? You can't see any of my trades on the charts today because I'm having an issue connecting to Trade Evade. So it's not integrating on. I don't know what's going on here. And we got stopped out on this trade. All right. Deservedly so, because this was a double bottom. I shouldn't have shorted it. But it's fine. We'll come back to this trade. PMI in a while, yeah. You took it? Did you? That was a nice setup in NQ. It didn't fulfill though. It didn't fulfill, right? It just did not hit the target. Anyways, here's what I want to do as far as just key focus of our trades. When we're trading with trend, I talked about this actually in coaching, and I want to really clarify this today. When we're in trend, we're going to take the sell. We're obviously negative trend. We're going to take the sell labels, the Christmas tree labels. When we're taking counter trends, we always want the proof. We want the triangle proof. We want the simple scalper trades, because counter trend has to prove to us that it's worthy. Trend already has momentum on its side, so it's much easier for us to take the sell labels, right? This is neither one of those things. This is just simply our favorite. Let's run the session lows and hit the momentum to the downside. So here, the biggest problem was, and it was just me being too greedy. The reason why this was not a good setup was because you actually needed this candle and another candle to break lows in order for you to say, yes, the seller's really, really breaking the floor. What they did here was just create a classic double bottom, and I sold right into the double bottom. So, my fault, but I had a small size. Now that's one note for today. The other note that's going to be very controversial, but we're going to do this, live or die, because I ran the numbers like 1,000 times on Claude, and you gotta trust the numbers, even though it's going to be much more painful. Is we're going to go to a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio instead of a 1 to 3. We're not going to let trades have breathing room. That means we're going to take more losers, but the loss is going to be smaller, which also means we can take bigger size. And if you believe that we have positive edge, which we do most of the time, the net expected value of that approach is going to bear itself out. So the recommendation from Claude was actually trade the large one, 100 bet against 200 stop. Trade 1 NQ on that ratio, and and do it that way. When we're going into the New York session, since we're trading 10 target, 20 stop, we probably have to do it just on 5 micros, which is fine. We'll just trade 5 micros, but we're going to set it at 2080. Sorry, 4080. 4080. 4080 is the ratio, and we're going to let that play out across all the accounts. The idea is, we hit the account, we move to the next one. We hit the account, we move to the next one. We hit the account, we move to the next one, and we're going to do this continuously. Hang on a second, guys. Let me just update myself here on YouTube to make sure everybody can see me. So for those of you who are new, these are just very wonky, very specific. We actually have a session low. I'm going to sell this, sell it. All right. Now, again, I'm trying. You can't see my trades on the chart. So you see the trade on the side here as it's developing. And the reason why is because I can't log in to TradeEvade for some reason. Connect. What's going on? Like, see, look at this shit. I don't know why TradeEvade is not connecting. Anybody having an issue TradeEvade to this? Error failed. Oh, line, no, demo. Just not connecting. They're having some issue with TradeEvade. Am I the only one that's having an issue with this? Hi, Edwin. Nice to have you. Summit, New Jersey. Nice to have you. Your TradeEvade is back up? No, my TradeEvade is working fine. I don't have any problem with TradeEvade itself. It's a TradeEvade to TradingView connection that seems to be not working. Maybe I need to log out of my TradingView. Maybe we'll try and do that. We'll see. We'll see. All right, I'm not getting the continuity that I wanted. I wanted 3. It kind of just. I should have gone for 5.10 instead of 10.20. It looks like I'm going to get stuffed on this trade. If I do, I do. It's not a big deal. We'll rotate it out. TradeEvade with TradingView is fine. So what the fuck is wrong with me? Okay, let me log out. Let's log out of this thing. Something is wrong here. Come on. See, I can't even log out. I don't know what's going on. Okay. All right, let's go to charts, scalper. All right, hang on. Let me do my authentication code. Let's see if restarting this has any impact on it. 255005. 255005. Do we hear sirens? I really think it's something with my internet today, guys, because of course my cable provider has been, working on destroying my life today. Scalper. All right. And I want to TradeEvade, connect. See, it's just like, I don't know. It's I don't understand why it's doing this auth response. Okay, come on. Oh my God, it's just taking forever. Sign in with TradeEvade. Oh, come on, it was right there. Okay, so are we in? Okay, now I'm in, and I'm on with 47. We're in the 47. So at least now you can see my trades on the charts. So I I got too greedy on a target. We're not in New York session yet, so there's not enough continuity. Had I traded 5.10, the trade probably would have worked, but I'm trading 10.20, and the trade looks like it's going to stop me out unless we get very lucky, which I'm not counting on. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, we got stopped out. It's fine. The point being is we're going to try and trade 1-2 on a very, very structured basis here across all these accounts, and we'll see how it goes. Just to give you guys a flavor of the edge. I should have the best internet in the world. I have like 3. The problem is, again, I have 3 internets, but if I switch internet midstream, it's just going to knock you guys out, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just really annoyed at the fact that they were doing construction like literally right now. But it's clear that it's something that they're switching. Switching is very, very sorry. My stop and target pre-New York is 5.10. 5 target, 10 stop. Post New York, meaning after New York opens, is going to be 10.20. Okay, that's still going to be very, very tight. But and the problem is, I went with a post New York stop. I went with a 40.80, 10 target, 20 stop. And had I gone with a simple clean 5.10, this would have made us money. But whatever. I'm not going to cry about it. What I am going to do is go to the 58 account because that hasn't been traded yet, and let's see what we want to do there. All right, let's trade those accounts and see how they go. And then maybe around after the close, it's 9:30 already. Maybe like 10:30 or so, we'll switch over to wealth charts and we'll trade my eval same way, 100, 200. See if we can pick up some additional P&L on that, and hopefully take that one to fund it. I'm really glad you guys got it funded on the ES. I haven't traded ES in so long that I was so out of sync with it. But it's actually looking at ES as a product for us to trade. It's actually a great product. I didn't realize how good the scalping is. Look how smooth ES in terms of continuity signals, right? The sells continue. And basically, if we're trading, what is this, 52? I can't figure out. So this was, what's the continuity here? 50, where are we? It closes 54. It goes down all the way to 52. Yeah, this one would have stopped. This one was good. So good, bad, good, good, which is good. That's really what we want. 3 out of 4 on a 1-2 base. Basically, we're modeling on a 3 out of 4 on a 1-2 basis. If we can do that, we're in really good shape. We're in really, really good shape. All right, we got 2 minutes to the open. No trades until the open, and then we see if we get some signals. NQ is ES is smoother than NQ on the pops. Yeah. YM is even better, DRD says. Yeah. YM just doesn't have any volume at all, but it is, I guess it can be pretty good. It's good. I'm glad you guys are using it on all the other instruments because, it gives us opportunity to be flexible. Yeah, everybody's telling me that MYM is even better. I guess we really need to lean into my boomer brand and trade YM, right? That'd be the ultimate boomer product. Okay, we are a minute to the open. Let's see if there's any movement on the open. Wow. No, we're 1 minute before the open. Let's see if we're gonna crash session lows here. And now I am on a 10:20. Now we're effectively New York volatility time. We actually have a sell signal on here. This could be the bullshit candle, but we're going to take it. Why not? What is that, 57? I'm in the 57 account. No, 58? No, I want to be in 57. 57. Oh, no trade, no signal. 57. Let's go to 57. Stay on 57. Okay. No trade, no signal. Yeah, somebody's saying there's an issue trader. Yeah, and no, it's both. There's an issue trader in TradingView, and it's also my internet is kind of all wonky, really wonky. New York session opening up, session lows, London session lows. Remember, New York breaks London session lows. That's usually a very nice continuity trade for us, and it does. Big volatility candle. We're breaking London session lows. 40 seconds on the candle. We wait and see if this is a bullshit candle or whether they want to hold the lows. Rally it back up. Orange means that the candle itself is more than 40 points long. So it's a high volatility candle. Very indecisive, not ending either up or down. So we just wait, see what happens next. Let's see what the next candle prints for us. Breaking to the upside. Big break to the upside. Session highs. Let's see if it wants to take session highs here. Got a buy signal. We actually, if this holds, we will take it, but it's got to hold. Right now, you see how it's backing off session highs? It needs to close on those session highs in order for us to be interested in a buy right now. But there's obviously a lot of turbulence, two-way movement here, both ways, right? (13, 14 seconds, holding session highs here. 8, 9 seconds. Let's see if it holds. I was late. I really wanted to be in that little bump. There we go. And we still pump it. And that works. Session highs. Now, should we drill it higher? Should we, are we going higher with this thing? Now it's a high volatility candle. Now it's going to be big retrace risk. So we're going to let it go. I really wanted to just time it perfectly, but it still didn't matter. Who took that trade with me? 10 points on the board. Drill through the highs, and now we're just waiting. Big vol candle, so trade at your own risk. This is one of those things that could easily make you money, but it will also can just dump against you, and then it's still going your direction. So we're going to be very nice job, Eb, UB, PT, Astrologer. Good job, everybody. All you guys who are newbies, we're trading. If I could only speak, we're trading Apex Trader Funded. They're $20 for $50,000 accounts. You can't buy a piece of salami for that amount of money right now. Go out there. I'm going to put the link in right now. Go buy a fuck ton of these things, because I can assure you that with some of our strategies, you're going to have a very high risk of getting funded. As you can see over here, this account got funded today in less than 1 minute with the straddle that we do. Where's my little thing? See this little, one account burnt, but one account funded. So if you think about that, it's $40 and you're funded in less than a second. That's a pretty good deal. And now you're going to be able to trade the funded account. Holy shit. Look at this. Total reversal. Oh man, guys, do you guys hear the NYPD? That was so annoying. All of these would have been, these are great trades for us. They just super risk. And I'm trying not to put you into high, because the candle is so strong. When you have such a strong candle, it's a two-edged sword. You absolutely have enormous amount of probability that it goes further, but you also have this possibility that it just retraces part of it. And because it's so large, it could retrace half the candle, stop you out, and then go up, which is what volatility is. So you have to understand that when you're dealing with such large candles, the volatility, pullback can be quite challenging. Oh, good job. Good job. Yeah, almost to VWAP. You're right. We're almost to VWAP. And this is, we actually, let's use all the wisdom that Austin spit here on us in terms of does it hold VWAP? Because I think if it does hold above VWAP, we got to be trading longs and strongs all day long. It's also 200 SMA, kind of just really punching through session highs. What account do I want to trade here? Where's my other? Oh, there's my other 52. I was like, where's my other 50 account? Okay, let's go to 43. Big vol trade through VWAP. This is where the rubber hits the road, right? Do they want to squeeze the hell out of this thing? All right, we're gonna do like a probative trade, just one contract, just one thing. I want to buy this because I'm curious to see if they're gonna hold the VWAP. I think they might. If I really had balls, I would have gone bigger, but we're just gonna take, maybe not. Let's see. So here's my. Remember what he said. It's got to hold the VWAP on a time basis. I'm just rushing into the trade, but with a tiny size. So if I'm wrong, it's minuscule. I'm just curious if I got a feeling that when they take the continuity, there's going to be enough for us. There's enough. I could have taken real size on this thing. I had a vibe on that, but I didn't want to practice my vibe on you. All right. Candle 1 above VWAP. Let's see if we can spend 5-10 minutes above here consolidating. And more importantly, what I really realized, really realized in terms of all of this stuff is where the really good trades are is when you have distance between either the 200 SMA or the VWAP in terms of if you have padding. So that means price has spent a little bit of time above the marker and it has created a little bit of space. That visually tells you that financially the sellers are in. You see how there's space between this sell signal and the VWAP. That's a good sell signal. That's a good sell signal. That's a good sell signal. All the space. Now, you see how the space gets, obviously very tight and closed. First of all, there's no sell signals, but all of these sell signals against the space in VWAP overall positionally are all worked. Now, some of these, if you're using very tight stops targets, would have stopped you out on a retrace. But if you were positional, there was nothing here that would have made you want to get out of the sell position, sell trades, right? And that's what you basically the best sell signals or the best buy signals is once you open up some space. In this case, the space was probably about 10 points, not 20 points. I guess that's probably a good way metric. Once you get about 20 points between the actual sell signals and the VWAP, and beyond that, you are now in a much more established buy or sell trend territory, and the trend trades are really going to work well. PMI 945, which is like 5-10 minutes from now. Let's see if where the PMI is. Let's actually see what everybody is saying. On. Oh, look! I finally got fast, right? Let me see if my fast. Maybe I'm still getting slow switches here, but a little bit faster. Oh, so that's what it was. We lost 1% of GDP through government shutdown. That's what it was. Government shutdown cost US at least 2 points in GDP. Yeah, that makes sense. See, I got to tell you guys, I know it's not the conventional wisdom, but you have to understand that we're growing. Says he's considering limited strike on Iran. What's the point of having a limited strike? Fucking, get it done, baby. All right. Okay, back to giving up the VWAP as we talked about. We'll see what the PMIs are. I was going to say, when you look at the U.S. economy, I think people are underestimating how strong it is, given the fact that I think Trump cut like 9% of the government workforce. You got to understand, there's been a massive amount of government jobs that have been permanently let go. That's incredibly productive for the economy. Okay, those are all basically make work jobs, right? So if you have a reduction in public payrolls, but private payrolls continue to grow, that is actually very, very positive for the economy. And we have to. I don't think people are modeling for that. So we'll see. Looks like are we supposed to go into another government shutdown soon, or are we in one already? Fresno, California, going to Houston. Nice. I hope it's nice and warm over there. We're hanging, guys. We're holding the VWAP right now. Here's the cool part. We hold the VWAP and we get a buy signal. We got to go. We got to go all in. We got to go large and in charge on these trades and hope they work. And by large and in charge, I mean 100, 200. It's all relative, right? It's all relative on what we're doing here. So we're kind of chilling, waiting to see what PMI comes out. So far, signals are not there. Correct. Use the V. Fuck me. I will never say this word properly. The VWAP. Are you telling me that I should use the VWAP as the trend as a trend anchor for us? That was very interesting. And this session, guys, is really worth rewatching. And giving all your friends. Tell all your friends about us. Make sure that they all subscribe to the channel. Session highs. Session highs. What do we got? 42. Gotta want to take this trade, guys. I gotta take this trade. I know it's a yellow candle, but it's a session highs. Let's see if it holds it. It's got to hold session highs because now we're running towards the 25,000 London highs. You gotta believe in the momentum here. Session highs, 17 seconds left. Command B at the fingertip ready. 8, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming off. Boom. All right, let's see if we can get the move. Nope. Came off the highs. I didn't love that little. I wanted to end on the lies. Yeah, this is gonna stop me out. Fuck. It's a tight stop on a retrace here off a yellow candle. This is a dangerous trade. And it's I have to have a lot of luck to get this trade resolved right now. Now I'm gonna eat this trade. It was a very, very tight stop. Yeah. Boom. It's going to take me out. It didn't quite end on session highs and just dropped at the last second. I should have pulled the trigger. Well, okay. We move on. It doesn't mean that the buy bias is not in place. It just means that, as I told you, yellow candle and a big retrace. It's probably going to hit more session highs. I just simply didn't execute this the best I could. Go to 52. 30 seconds to PMI. Yeah, a lot of bulls coming into the NASDAQ. I think we're going to run the session highs too, and probably through the London highs too, which is like the 25,000. It's itching to go to 25,000. And again, this was just, look, you see it retraced out. I just didn't have enough, didn't have enough stop to withstand the move. But we'll trade it again. One of the things I was thinking about is like, when Austin was saying to us that he likes the turn on the view app, see, it held it for about 5 and then turned up with a dot. That would have been a really, really good signal for us. Got to watch for those kind of trades as they proceed. All right, I'm going to run session highs. If this stays at session highs, I'm going to trade it again. This was a tough stop out. We basically just lost the stop, right? But that's the trade-off you make. You have to have tight stops. You can have more stop outs, but lower overall risk. PMI 52.1, 51.2. 21 seconds left on the clock. Eight, 9, 7. Oh, I'm in the wrong. Oh, fuck. All right, it's fine. I'm on 52. I didn't set up the right account. Sorry, guys. It should be 52. Let's see where we're at. Yeah. Okay. 2 session highs not working. We're gonna let it go. Now I'm just gonna trade the buy label, sell labels. Clearly, the continuity kind of not doing it. So we will just simply hang tight, wait for the buy sell labels. Be very patient. No continuity today. Still really, really holding well above a VWAP, and I still feel like it's going to go higher here. But we obviously don't have the juice to take it higher right now. Go to 54. Coming back, sort of taking a little bit of a breather. Let me just see what So all data got a little bit softer here, right? And then we have the other thing is we totally forgot about this. The Supreme Court judge ruling on tariffs. That should be really interesting. If that comes out, that's probably going to be around 12 noon if it does come out. All right, we have a sell signal now, but remember, we're positive trend, so we need a confirm right now. If we don't have a confirm label, we're not trading the sell signal. Angle on the VWAP, it's pretty flat. Okay, we're getting the confirm. We're getting the confirm here. Excuse me. 30 seconds left on the clock. Where am I? 54. All right, we'll go to the 54 account. Yeah, we're on 54 account. 19 seconds left on the clock. Six, 7 seconds. All right, short. Ah. Again, getting killed every which way on the retraces. And this is probably going to go down to my thing if I did not have a 1 to 2, if I had a 1 to 3. But let's see. Just a big retrace back up that clipped me, and it's probably still going to go down. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Nope, we're flipping. So they're holding the VWAP. Actually, one of the things that I didn't realize is that that's kind of actually an important point for us to look at. It ran right into the VWAP and bounced off. We probably shouldn't have shorted that. It was a counter trend trade anyways. Let's see if we get the bounce to the upside. The buy trade now. Go to my 54, 56 account. Well, they're playing with the VWAP. If I was in here, what was this? 58? I wouldn't have mattered. You know what? I would have been stopped out on 1 to 3 anyways, because this thing spiked up against us anyways. It was almost good that I got stopped out small. Still holding the VWAP, guys. Still holding the levels here. Oh, English was. I didn't see your note to me at your view app. Watch out. You're right. It was at the view app. I wasn't paying attention. I paid the price for it. All right, waiting to see if we can reverse this out. So what do we know so far? GDP came in negative. Market took it all the way to its 11 session lows. New York pretty much bought the lows, took it through a VWAP, couldn't break the 25,000, started to trail off, and now we're trying to build around that level and see if we hold it for a second wave higher, or it's going to start breaking down. At which point, the sellers are going to come back into play. GDP maybe rate change. Fed, it could be. I mean, that's that's the positive interpretation of the for the market, that the Fed lowers rates. But again, there's the tariff thing is a big thing. If the Supreme Court says Trump can't do any more tariffs from this point onward, it really hampers his ability to operate economically. Like, I don't think they're going to say retroactively he has to give them back, but they'll say maybe he needs congressional approval going forward. Yeah, it seems to be short-lived, and it's Friday, so it doesn't help. You're right. We're going into the Friday stall, so we could be seeing a little bit of chop here, all the way across the board. Totally possible. Just want to see. Oh, this is an amazing story, right? This girl. Did you guys see this story? Elisa Liu, daughter of an immigrant, Chinese. CCP tried to intimidate them. They needed 24-hour protection from FBI, and she wins the Olympics. What a great story! What a great story. I hope she gets every single endorsement, and I hope whatever that snowboarder lady is gets none. And that would be like poetic justice. Session high on the gold. Yeah, I know. I wish gold is really rocking, because it's basically thinking that, okay, we got a buy signal finally on this. Let's see if it plays out. Where are we? On 56? Yeah, we're on the 56. Let me make sure I'm in the 56 account. Okay, we're in 56. All right, let's play the game here. Ooh, whoa! What happened? Hello. Did you see that? Holy shit! What happened there? News? Tariffs? Tariffs? What happened? Anything? Wow, we really, I think we're dumping, right? No, no, we're not. We're coming up. That was really weird. I thought there was some kind of news here. All right, I'm gonna hang tight. Buy signal reorienting itself here, but man, it's where's zero hedge? Nothing. I don't see anything going on over here. All right, we're gonna go long here. Jesus Christ. Ugh. The vol is killing me. I'm like 5 points to the target, and then it just dies on me. Fuck. Look at this. Something is going on here. Control B. Oh my God, what happened here? Something is happening that I'm missing. All right. Nah. I'm killing myself here on these vol trades. What's going on here? Oh, it's not letting me come out. Look at this. I can't get out. Look at that. It's not letting me come out. Wow. What the fuck is happening? Look at this trade. That's wild. I can't get out of the trade. That's absolutely crazy. All right, we'll see where that goes. Something must have happened. I don't know what happened here. Big news on the account. You could tell this was a big move. I can't get out of the trade, guys. It's literally not letting me out. So this is what happens. It's either we'll see what he wants to do with me. There's nothing I can do. I'm trapped on this trade. That's crazy. I don't know if Trade Evade stopped working or whatever. I'm just literally trapped. Something with Trade Evade here. And now it stopped me out. But that was total bullshit. What did it stop me out at, though? Huh. Okay. Still not clear what the. Wait, what happened? What is this? Oh, it's just literally doing trades that I haven't done. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. That took a big hit on the account, but I'm still alive on that account, so we will just leave it be. Really don't know what the spike was. It'd be interesting to know. Struck down by Supreme Court. Yes. That's what it was. That's what it was. So that's going to be interesting. So why is that positive? Why is that positive equities? I'm trying to understand why that's positive equities. Positive companies because what? They can do trades. Interesting. Huh. All right. I wonder if Trade Evade is back to working now because that was just impossible. It didn't let you out either way. Yeah, I don't understand why there was a positive spike against the tariffs. You would think that'd be negative. A lot of volatility. Let's see if anybody has any explanations. Yeah, coming back to VWAP, but I think the other thing is like trying to figure out how do they strike them down. It looks like it's coming down. Looks like we're coming back to VWAP over here. Surprisingly, it's not more of a reaction to the price action here. See if Bloomberg has anything. Bloomberg is slow. 4 minutes. Sell at the VWAP again. They want to make that mistake again into the VWAP, right? So let's watch it carefully. Yeah, gold totally dumped on this tariff news. Wow. 6-3 decision. Bond rates went with the liberals on this, trying to curb presidential powers, executive powers. I think that's really what it was all about. So if they struck this down, the question is, does that mean, is it retroactive or going forward? Like all the tariffs that were in place, rebuilding back up. They'll just do something else, not using emergency rules. They might. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what the reaction is. It's actually quite interesting that it's a sort of very muted reaction to everything. And overall, I mean, honestly, if you think about this, everything thrown to the equity market, we're holding the VWAP, right? You got to believe that it's you got to be long on this. Got to be long this bias. There's the buy label. Where am I at? 56. I'm going to go to 50. What's after 56? 57. All right, long 57s. This is just too much volatility for this. I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna go down in size. I'm gonna go down in size and increase my volatility to twice that. Just gonna do that. I have to obviously have to adjust myself to a much wider market. I'm just not. There's just too little volatility. Too much volatility for me to be able to withhold these things. Still not working, but at least it's a legitimate. It's a legitimate stop budget. You know what? This is Friday news events, and it's gonna torture us both ways. You know, the irony of the whole thing is, I know the moment we get off stream, like in the next hour, every single signal is just gonna start hitting. Every single signal. I'm gonna make all this back, but it's all gonna be off stream because the signals are gonna be there. It's just really frustrating. Every signal is failing right now on this massive vol moves. But the one thing is, I definitely have to have a larger vol budget. Just no continuity at all today. I think everybody is really is confused, trying to figure out what this means. And you're getting these just huge moves one way or the other. And nobody has come to a conclusion yet. My wife just sent me her Cal. She bet that the Supreme Court would overturn the tariff, and she's like, should have bet more. It's good to know. It's Sorry, what are you asking me here? No, I'm not even close to blowing my accounts. This, you notice that I'm red on the screen, but that's, because none of the setups are working, but it's all very controlled. I have lots and lots of room to go before this is the difference between tilting and doing badly. Tilting is when you just increase size and blow the account in 5 seconds. I can do like 10 trades in each one of these accounts and still not blow them. And as I said to you, before the end of the day, I guarantee you, what happened here? Oh, trade. Sounds like TradeAway just went out. Oh no, what the hell? Oh wow, did you see that? Whoa, that was crazy. What happened? Is TradeAway working? All right, we're gonna go to the 50. We're in the 58 account. All right, we're through the pressing through the VWAP. If we get the next trade to the downside, confirmation, we take it because that's going to tell us. But it looks like it's just one step forward, two steps backwards all day long here. We're not finding direction. And if you're buying the VWAP, you're doing a great job. Buying the VWAP right now has worked 2 or 3 times in a row. We should really be looking at that. Yeah, I guess it was, but just like my trade of it just went all dark and then it came back up. All right, man. It's just like they just really, really battling here. I have a feeling that whoever breaks basically, if we take session highs here, we're going to go much higher. If we break the VWAP, we're going back to session lows. It really feels like it's just like a tug of war here that's really setting itself up for an ugly trade. Yeah, for a trade one way or the other. Big. It's just all vol candles here. Really, really big vol candles. There's the buy signal. Thing to keep in mind while you're watching all this really, really choppy, highly volatile price action is that we're still essentially positive bid, right? Above 200, above the VWAP. Markets are very unsettled, but the bias is still like, basically buying every red dot is not a bad, it's not been a bad trade. Or buying kind of, red dot, white dot, the reversal has been a pretty good trade so far. I'm trying to see if there's any response or any news here that anybody has anything intelligent to say. That's not what I want. Reading, financial juice. All right, well, this is pumps up. We got a buy signal here. Friday trading, yeah, man, it's really, really hard. Friday is a tough day to trade. Very little directionality. Feels like, Europeans are leaving and they're like, screw this. 18 seconds, 17 seconds. Came so close. 32.75, 35.25 is my target. God damn it. Wow, it's really like running crazy. It's either are your quotes like skipping 6, 7 levels? I don't know if it's just my internet today or is everybody's quotes like, are we skipping like 6, 7 levels here, just going 22 to 28, just really running fast. Ugh. Yeah, not a lot of continuity. I agree. This trade is pretty much going to be our last one today. But it's very weird because I'm seeing like I went 25 to 27. It's just like really, really discontinuous trading. Now, it's just not working today, guys. None of the trades are doing continuity. It's massive vol, but like intra trade vol with just little directionality here. It's really fucking shitty. Nah, none of this is working today, guys. All right, we're probably going to get taken out of this trade. The only thing I can say today of any value is that by rotating, I didn't kill any of the accounts. I bled most of them. Only one of them is positive, which is very unusual. Usually we always have them all green. But today has just been not a day where any of the signals are working because of news, because of Friday, because of just shitty volatility. It happens, and you gotta just roll with the punches and try not to tilt any of the accounts. All of these accounts are only a couple $100 away, right? Sometimes the best trade. The problem is you don't know if that's, you didn't know ahead of time if today was going to be a day not to take trades, right? You're going to put yourself into grinders all the time. And the key thing is Austin was saying, was try to control, was not to tilt. Your job is just not to tilt, right? Just not to tilt, right? That's your job. That's my job too. So, all right, we're going to let this flow here. And look at this. And look at this. Just by me, I knew that if I just kept on talking and talking and talking and bitching, every time I start bitching, the market gives me profit, right? You just have to bitch like the most annoying nag in the world, and then the market always gives you profit. That's always the case. Anyways, I don't think the game is over yet. I think we're looking at session highs here. I think we bust through here. It's going to start to become a lot more positive, because if you look at this, when you look through all the noise, the bottom line is we held VWAP, and yes, that's absolutely true. It's like saying, yes, Benson, that's absolutely true. The BFM works best when there's smooth direction and decent volatility. That's absolutely true. That's like saying, it's like saying, the best vacation is when there is 85 degrees and water is 80 degrees and it's nice and sunny. Yes. The key thing is sometimes you don't get that. And the whole idea is during those times, you got to just basically roll with the punches, right? And honestly, BFF was working really well on lower volatility timeframes all through London and through everything else, hitting every single trade. Where we got it, where it got really, really tough was that volatility increased tremendously. And at the same time, accuracy deteriorated also. So failed buys. This was a real buy with large volatility. Sells into the VWAP, which we shouldn't have taken, right? I mean, there's probably 2 or 3 trades that we shouldn't have taken. Did I take this buy? This was the buy that we took, we eventually TP'd on, right? Am I right? I think so, right? So yeah, it's, that's just how it goes. But as I said, I think this whole bipolar market is eventually going to straighten itself out. And then once we see a signal, it's going to be quite a lot of good directional moves. Clean Server says that in YM it worked really, really well. Let's look at the YM signals. Yeah, YM signals were a lot cleaner, right? Even the continuity signals. Look at the YM signals here. Yeah, maybe we should start thinking about the YM as a trade. NAS was definitely much more problematic. What was the vol in YM? 331, like 50 points. This was what, sell 64. You got 100 points against 50 points. I guess YM, you got to trade with like a 50-point target, 100-point stop, right? 50-point target. This is what, 608, 658. Yeah. DRD, what are you saying? You never had issues with what? Never have volume issues or slippage. Oh yeah, I mean, I think you're probably right. If you're trading 1 or 2 YMs, you're fine. You're probably fine. Yeah. Yeah, NAS is, I think you're right, guys, in a sense that NAS is the most problematic in this whole tariff news. And I guess the Dow reacted very positively because if you think about this, who does this really benefit? And it benefits industrials in many ways because they do a lot of sourcing. So it's a pretty clean trade either way. All right. I mean, we'll see. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you, and we'll see what happens off stream. But I will say this: as bad as it was today, there's only a couple $100 negatives to me. So I'm still very much alive in all those accounts, and therefore, rotating myself away from risk really worked in a really ugly environment today. This is the YM giving a sell. Against the VWAP. 612, 616, 656. Yeah. In NQ, there was slippage in the news, but YM was stable. Yeah, I could see it. I have the YM here. What would I trade this with? Yeah, 80-40 is probably pretty good. No, it's the other way around. All right, we'll take one more. We'll take a small YM trade. Where I want to go? I probably want to go to the 43 account. Let's go to the 43 account. Let's see what we can do with it. Confirm signal on YM. I'm going to go to 43. With YM, it's a 40 target, 80 stop. It's got to be much wider than that, right? So let's see if this holds. I get the confirm sell. All right, short YM. Let's see if it wants to play. Oh, clean. You're trading YM. Good for you. I'm glad you traded YM and made some money on it. We may put that into rotation. It looks like. I mean, now that we can kind of go for bigger sizes with tighter risk rewards, it's not a bad idea. All right, I'm gonna consider this a win, and try to work out the rest of the day if I get some signals. But yeah, let's put that in rotation. It's not a bad trade. Look at that. It actually goes full target for us. Good job, guys. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Really fun to have Austin on Trent. Really great that everybody got funded on the account. We got hit on the tariff volatility vortex and survived it in the sense that, we're bloodied but unbowed. I'll be back on Monday, and I'll let you know how the accounts go. We'll see if we can get some P&L back and maybe put some of these guys back to green. Everybody have a great day. I will see everybody on Monday. Thank you again for hanging out with me. Really a lot of fun today. Take care. Oh, last few things. You want the DOTS playbook? Here's the playbook. You want the discount on Apex? Sorry, APX. You want access to all these indicators and coaching? Here you go. Here's all the links for everybody. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see everybody next week. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.